Hi, this is, welcome to Gary's Grow Your Own Food. Apologize for the wind in advance, but this is the only time I'm able to make the video because we're fixing to go up to take the boys up to see my wife. She's in the hospital and doing well. We hope to get her released to the kind of the rehabilitation house tomorrow. So I'm going to take the kids up today. They haven't seen her since the operation. And these are the dwarf tomatoes and Tasmanian chocolate, Fred's tie-dye. Can't remember what this one is. I have to look at the old video. And the new one is Sweet Soup. It's really good to label your stuff so you know what plants are what, but you know, I've got a video. Carrots still doing fine. I do have a surprise at the end of the video, something that has changed. The pineapple that I planted, I had it in water. I planted what, 3 or 4 days ago, or a week ago. Sometime. It's planted. The good part is you see that these inner leaves aren't dying back like these are, so yeah, there's a lack of water here, but I think it has some little small roots on it. The lime tree, which continue to bloom, never puts on any fruit. This is a loquat tree. It's got some pretty good sized loquats, so, and we haven't tasted this one, Patrick, so when they get ripe, taste them, tell us what it tastes like if I'm not here. The citrus trees are doing good. This is the one that I rooted myself. The Jiu-Jitsu lemonade tree is throwing out the flush of growth, so that's good. If really your stuff should be flushing right now, if you got citrus. If not, you might want to put some fertilizer on it, so hopefully you don't miss that flush of growth. Like I said, they flush about 6 times a year, and if you miss a flush, you just miss it. They don't grow like most other plants. This is the other dwarf, the Fuzzy Wuzzy. It's starting to really up and grow. The micro dwarfs, and they're starting to bloom and do well. Yeah, that's the Little Red Riding Hood. That's the Pinocchio, and then this one is the bonsai. And I've got one more I'll show you in a minute. This is the other citrus. Like I say, dark green, starting to flush, so you know that they're doing well, they're growing well. And that's what you want to see. Here's the other citrus and mandarins, and they're throwing out flush of growth, and also got a few blooms here or there. These little blooms just coming up, so, and they're going to bloom about 9 times the blooms. It's just going to set fruit. So if your fruit starts falling off or the blooms don't set, that's normal. You're not going to get, you know, 75% success rate on the blooms. This here's got some blooms, and I say that, and they don't have a whole lot of blooms on it, but it does got some. Now some of the citrus will bloom every other year, so at least you want to have some. This here is the Jiu-Jitsu, and it's blooming out and looking nice. The pomelos, if you see this thing, look at all those blooms on those things. I mean, it's got blooms all over it. Here's another bloom set on those, and remember, these blooms, each one of them got the size of a softball. And that blooms over there on the other pomelo, and I think they're both Chandler pomelos. Here we had a problem. See, he didn't even tell me about it. This tree here blew over, hit that, and broke that off. Didn't kill it, so it's still growing. But that's, you got to strap down though, because of the wind. This here is the Primark Freedom. It's got little, you can see that, it's got little blooms on it, so it's going to bloom out here pretty soon. And like I say, this one I just dug up out of the garden this year, so it's in the pot. My greens are starting to bolt on me. It's just that time of year. Now this one is the other lemonade tree. No, it's just not flushing. It doesn't have the dark green leaves. Part of it is probably not liking the size pot it's in. It's restricted, and I think I got some type of nutrient deficiency or something on it, but I don't want to fertilize it too much because that can be a problem also. This here is the Okinawa spinach, and it's starting to throw up its growth. Now this stuff here, don't worry about that. Just something I threw in there on one of the trays, seed trays. But it is coming back. All 3 of them came back, so, and that's good. Like I say, it got down to 15 degrees. Pretty good. This is my trilite. Aprium. I can't remember that one. It doesn't have very many blooms on it. It's not a real great producer. And then over here we have one of the peach trees. It's got some little fruit on it. This is the Roddenberry peach, and it's got fruit on it. It is also blown over. I will show you this, and just the size of the peaches are starting to get pretty good size. I have not sprayed them yet, and I probably won't this weekend either. I should. The surprise that I'm talking about, we got down to 15 degrees, and this is loquat tree. Loquat trees are not supposed to handle temperatures. Once it gets down to about 26 degrees, even with the fruit on it, they're supposed to kill them. I hadn't even checked this one because we got down to 15 degrees. Now, we do have some that made it, and actually a fair amount. If you look on up here, you know, we have a fair amount of fruit on this one. Should not have made it. And if you ask me why, I can't tell you why. I'm glad. It is a surprise, but for whatever reason, it went ahead and produced fruit on it. And this one over here, the gold nugget, didn't produce any. But well, yeah, one right at the very top. I see one. But like I say, anything it gives us this year is just a plus. I did notice on one of the loquat that I took out of the ground and planted, it also had a single fruit on it, so that's just a mild surprise. Should not have happened. That loquat over there is called a Barbie. It comes from Israel. This is a peach tree that made just above the graft. The graft is right here. It made above the graft. It's got a few peaches on it, and it's the tropic snow peach tree. This is a pomegranate tree. It's fully leaved out. Hopefully it'll bloom later. It does bloom late in the year. I have not got around to planting my new blueberry bush. I did mess up and put some in a bucket of water. Had a little bit of ash in the bottom of it, and that's not good. It hasn't showed too much problems yet. I do need to repot it because that pH may be off in that pot now. Because you got to keep your blueberries. You want to keep them wet, but you just got to keep that pH low. If your pH climbs on you, it can kill it also. It's also very sensitive to salt, so you don't want to over fertilize them. This is the blueberries that are making. This is Sweet Crisp, and it's got a lot of small ones on it. There's the bee. And this has got some bigger ones. It's also blooming at the same time, which, you know, for a home gardener, that's a good thing because it gives you a variable, you know, different sizes coming off different times. This is the other Sweet Crisp. It's like it's got a little bit bigger ones for it for some reason. And it's got a pretty good little crop on it, so that's nice this year. And then I'm just going to show you quickly all the figs are starting to do well. Have not put out any buds yet, but they are starting to grow. And the last thing I'll show you, I do have one that's in the ground that has struggled for years, and I'm going to put some extra fertilizer on it this year and try to go ahead and get some size on it. And it does have darker leaves this year, which is a good thing. Don't really know why. I don't know if it's competing with the trees that's around it or what, but it just hasn't done as well. Anyway, a little bit of a rush video, but we're out, like I said, we're fixing to head out to go to gun practice at first. From a boys are in 22 4H rifles, and we're going to go there. Then we leave from there to go up to Houston. Anyway, thanks for watching.